So yes, in spite of those challenges, again, they knew how to have fun. Now, from what I've heard, they didn't always get along. There were still fights back during that time. Okay? Usual fights erupted en route to, during, or after school. One thing my mother used to say about one of my uncles, I won't tell you which one, but she said he would rather fight than eat. So for those of you who know, but what's important is that they're still friends. Everybody's still connected at this point in their lives. As they marched on after school, they kept the faith during tough times. They endured. They did not give up in spite of challenges. Remember I talked about being on the cusp of the end of Jim Crow into the Civil Rights Movement. Opportunities weren't always available for them, but they kept the faith. They did what they had to do to take care of their families, from menial jobs to middle jobs. In our family, as I mentioned, we spent many holiday gatherings listening to stories from my mother and uncles of their hard times while growing up in Homeville, then on to Waverly. Then the difficulty for them in finding good jobs after they finished school. But in spite of that, the lessons were very humorous, and they abounded much as they shared that information. Their up-from vignettes tell me and others of the next generation their journey from the outhouse to the in-house. Because again, I grew up in Waverly. I did not live in a house that had indoor plumbing until I left for college. So I told people that's why I wanted to go. They had bathrooms. but there's a lesson. There's a lesson in that. It was about commitment. It was about discipline. It was about bearing through until the appointed time when the fruits of their labor would be realized. To be able to live in a home with indoor plumbing for me was important. Also, to be able to turn a knob, turn on some air conditioners, some heat, because we also had wood stoves. And I had lots of chores where my grandfather had a buzzsaw, and you'd be out there on Saturday morning helping them saw those logs. But better days were coming, and they knew that. So they continued to also emphasize how important it was to get your lesson during that time. But again, all that wasn't always easy, but through the actions of watching this greatest generation, it taught me what it meant to have, not to have, and how to wait.